down from there. But when are we building ourselves up, right? Instead of playing small, right? And I think a lot of people are walking around playing small. I know I thought about that yesterday. I think I'm still playing small, and I'm working harder than I've ever worked. And so today, like, there's a different energy about what I'm bringing to the table because things are happening, and I'm feeding into that. And the momentum of stepping out, of worried about what other people think is definitely long been gone. And it makes me feel, I don't know, it just makes me feel entirely different.
I've been thinking a lot recently about that fear of getting kicked out of the tribe. And I think that's a big reason why people don't put themselves out there or share their thoughts with the world, or they're trying to conform or present themselves in a way that they think other people will approve of. And I think it's based in our evolution as a species, which is if you were ever kicked out of the tribe, if the group ostracized you or banished you, you were good as dead out in the wilderness. Like, you're not going to survive on your own for very long. You could look at it both from a physical and emotional standpoint. Like, we don't do well, but that fear is stuck with us, even though now we live in a world where you have infinite access to other tribes. You can go find the right tribe, find the tribe that picks you up and lifts you up, rather than sticking around in that group of people who are only bringing you down for fear of the fact that if I leave this, I might die out in the wilderness. Like, you're not going to die in the wilderness anymore. And so I'm curious to get your guys' thought on that concept.
Yeah, I wrote a little bit about it in Burn Your Couch, my first book, actually. Just the idea that, like, you know, you look at people that disrupt industries, like there's you have to like reach a certain level of success before you're celebrated for having left the tribe, right? Mm-hmm. Like when you're sitting in school and you're like, man, this isn't for me. This isn't my path. This isn't my direction. You've got a billion voices telling you that you're incorrect in that. And then the only way that you end up getting celebrated for that is if you actually like reach a level of success that allows you to form a new tribe, right? And that's Steve Jobs. That's the people that we know of. But I do think with the advancement of technology, and because the barrier to entry has been lowered for almost all things, the tribe is different now, right? We're globally connected now. And so I think that it's really important to understand that, the opportunity to step away from that and follow whatever it is that your internal constitution is pointing you at is becoming a little bit easier. But then at the same time, I think you have to recognize that you didn't just land here. Like, you're the end product of millions of years of evolution. And so that mentality that kept us alive for so long is baked into your DNA. And so the actual, anytime somebody decides to pivot in life, there's no wall there. There's nothing for real that keeps them from doing it, except about 1 million years worth of DNA in their head that tells them they can't. And so I think just coming to terms with that can be really beneficial. Like, for example, like I'm really going through a lot. Angela's helped me a lot with dealing with like separating from a certain tribe, and just shedding light on the fact that that's all true, like, really helps disempower those voices. It's like, well, of course that's there. Like, and so maybe it doesn't have to go away. Actually, what maybe I have to do is actually just give the other side of the conversation equal airtime, and that kind of goes into what you were saying about this internal tyrant, because that's what comes up for me when